What up, world? It's Eat Like Me Vaughn joining you today for some Sunday brunch, which is actually one of my favorite meals. Breakfast and lunch, hey, can't resist it. I'm excited to share with you guys one of my favorite recipes, which is shrimp and grits. It's like perfect for breakfast, perfect for lunch, perfect for brunch. So let's hop on over here and let me show y'all what I'm working with. Shrimp and grits is one of my favorite meals, and it's actually really simple to make. So I'm going to just start off by listing our ingredients. Right here we got some celery, we have some onions, we have some bell pepper. You put them three together, you got your trinity. We have some green onion, we have some garlic, we have some cherry tomatoes, we have our shrimp, we have some bacon. I had pre-cooked this bacon, you guys, and I chopped it up. And this right here is completely optional. This is some hand claw meat, crab meat, and you don't have to use this, but I love using this with my sauce that I make with my shrimp and grits. Of course, we got to have our grits. I'm actually using polenta, which is an Italian style grit, but you can use whatever grits you have. You can use they got the 5-minute quick grits. You can use that as well. And for my seasonings, my shrimp, I had already had that pre-seasoned. I'm using some Old Bay, some Tony seasonings for that spice, some smoked paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and of course, y'all, we gotta have our salt. This is a kosher salt. I have everything already measured out. I have my butter right here as well. We're gonna need that. And for our grits, we're gonna go ahead and get those cooking. So I've already had my water going for my grits. So how I normally do my grits is I use 2 cups of chicken stock and I use 1 cup of water. So 3 cups of liquid all together, and we're gonna use 1 cup of grits to stir in here. Now I use chicken stock because I just like the flavor. Like when you cooking your grits, even if you're cooking pasta, how you flavor the water is how it's gonna taste. So I use some chicken stock to give it a little bit more flavor. You can use seafood stock, sometimes I use that, or you can just use plain water and just season it really well. So we're boiling here, so what I'm gonna do, stir this in here, whisk it in there slowly. You guys, I'm cooking polenta, so polenta takes a little bit longer to cook than grits. So if you're using grits, the 5-minute quick grits, adjust your cooking time, because it's gonna be quicker than mine. So I'm gonna get this stirred in here and let it come to a boil. And with grits, the secret to some good grits, you guys, is you have to make sure you're watching it. You don't want it to boil too much. You don't want it to stick. So every once in a while, you're gonna have to come back and stir it. So I normally come back every probably about 2 to 3 minutes and stir. So that way to make sure it's not sticking. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that down. And I'm just gonna cover it slightly. I turned it down to medium low, and we're gonna let this cook. This is gonna cook. If you're cooking polenta, you're actually gonna let this cook for about 30 minutes and coming in between stirring so that way it doesn't stick. While the grits are cooking, like I said, I'm gonna keep coming back over here and stirring them every few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get my other pan hot because we're gonna go ahead. We want to get our shrimp cooked first. And I'm gonna use a little bit of this grease. I had fixed my bacon first. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this bacon grease in here. And I use turkey bacon. I don't eat pork. So I'm using uncured turkey bacon. The uncured meat is probably the best turkey bacon that you can eat, because to me it gets you closer to that pork flavor that you may miss. I know that when it comes to bacon, I love bacon. So when I let go pork, yeah, I about had a fit trying to find that bacon taste. And I found it with my uncured turkey bacon. I'm gonna come back and check on my polenta. And it's still cooking. I'll turn it down. You guys, once we get to the last, probably about 5 or 10 minutes of cooking our polenta, we're actually going to stir in about a half a cup to a cup of half and half to give it that creamy flavor too, you guys. So our pan is nice and hot, so let's get these shrimp in there. I really love shrimp, y'all. Like, my freezer always has shrimp in it. Yeah, so shrimp don't take long to cook. So you want to cook these for about a couple minutes on each side, depending on the size shrimp you have. I'm using a large shrimp, so the cook time on it is probably going to be about a couple minutes on each side. If I use tiger shrimp, a lot of times I love to use tiger shrimp, but I couldn't find any in the stores, so I had to settle for the large shrimp. But tiger shrimp take a little bit longer because they're bigger and they're thicker. So just make sure you guys don't overcook your shrimp because it becomes rubbery and it's just not a pleasant taste in your mouth when it's overcooked. That rubbery is like, ugh. While my shrimp is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add a cup of half and half over here in my grits. Give it a good stir. So we'll let that finish cooking. Time to turn these shrimp. I'm using a cast iron skillet too, so it cooks really fast. These are pretty much done. We're going to take this off. Okay, y'all, so we got our shrimp done. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to the pan, because now it's time to make that good old sauce. So I cooked my shrimp first, so that way I can have some of that seafood flavor in my sauce. Yeah, I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of butter in here. I'm actually using salted butter as well. Let's switch that around. And we're gonna add our onion. We're gonna add our celery. We're gonna add our bell pepper. I wanna let these vegetables cook down a little. Let them cook till they get a little translucent, a little soft. And then we're gonna add in our garlic. We don't want to add the garlic in too soon because garlic burns fast. So you want to add your garlic in last. Oh my goodness, I wish y'all could smell this. See, our vegetables is getting a little soft. So I'm gonna add in some of these cherry tomatoes. Now I want my cherry tomatoes to kind of cook down too, because I want them to be kind of saucy. I don't want them to be really hard. So I do want these to cook down. The tomatoes is optional as well. You don't have to use tomatoes. But I just love tomatoes. Just gonna add even more flavor to the sauce. And I'm gonna add some cheese. I'm using some Italian cheese. I'm using what I have in here. So normally I use Parmesan cheese, but I don't have any. I'll get me a fresh block and grate it up. But I'm just using this shredded cheese we already have in the refrigerator. Put that in there. I'm gonna show y'all what we're looking like with the grits, with the polenta. So let's stir this up. You see how creamy that is looking? That half and half really helps with the creaminess. Also, we are ready to throw our garlic in here. Get that in there. Throw that in there. And this is all smells good, y'all. This is like the perfect base for the perfect like sauce for this. So guys, at this point, we are ready to deglaze our pan. So you can deglaze your pan with water, chicken broth, seafood broth, some type of liquid that will bring all of these flavors and stuff together. So I'm using seafood stock. Sometimes I use water, sometimes I use chicken broth. It just depends on what I have on hand, but for the most part I use seafood stock or water. So I'm just gonna pour just a little bit of that in there to deglaze the pan. So this is where the fun comes in at, y'all. More fun. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I'm gonna want a little bit more sauce. So you put how much liquid based on how much sauce you want. I'm gonna go ahead and season this with some Old Bay and a little bit of Tony's and a little bit of smoked paprika. This paprika, you guys, is one of my favorite, absolute favorite brands. I've only been able to find it in Myers, so I don't know if it's sold anywhere else, but I've only been able to find this in Myers. We're gonna stir this up, and depending on how spicy you want your grits, your shrimp and grits, but depending on like you can add more of the Tony seasons. I'm not a big spice person. I like a little spice, but I like to enjoy my food too. So look at that. That is, oh my gosh, it smells good, y'all. So we're ready to add our shrimp back in. Our shrimp can go in there. Put all those in there. And y'all, this is the crab claw meat. I love crab meat, you guys, and I can just eat this like literally right out of the right out of the can. But this is actually blue crab claw meat. And I like having that in my grits, my shrimp and grits. So I'm going to add some of this in there. This is completely optional. You do not have to add this in there, but I'm adding some in mine. I don't know about y'all. I'm putting some in mine. Oh yes, y'all. Ooh, woo, Jesus. Brunch, come on, brunch. Now I gotta let this come back up to a boil because of the liquid that we added in there. Okay, and lastly, y'all, we got our green onion. We're gonna throw in there, add a little bit of color and a little bit more flavor, just a tad bit. It's gonna be some good shrimp and grits. Let's taste this sauce. This is what we tasting like. Always taste y'all food, okay? Please taste it before you serve it. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, why did I just get so excited like that? Oh my gosh. Oh, this the right kick too. The right kick. That Tony seasoning, y'all, and I got the more spice. Y'all, this is done. We're ready to plate. Oh my goodness. We're ready to plate. Shoot. That is delicious. Okay, you guys, so we're all done. So now let's get our table set for brunch and let's eat, y'all. Let's eat. All right, brunch is ready to be served. So I plated this a couple different ways just to give you some ideas of how you can plate it. So if you are eating brunch solo, or if you're having brunch with your significant other, you know, you can plate it like this. I'll just use this bowl, put my grits down, and I'll just put my toppings on top of it. My sauce, my shrimp sauce. If you're having brunch with your group of friends, I brought this container from the Dollar Tree, and it comes 5 in a pack, so you can get a couple packs of these and do a simple plating like this and just set them out for your friends to grab. Just make it easier. Hey, and then you can throw them away too. Less dishes to wash. You know what I mean? And I also made some egg muffins. I did not show you guys this, but I will share this recipe with you guys. These are really easy to make, and they taste so good. I actually made these with shrimp and bacon as well, so just another added food item. And what's brunch without your mimosa? So, you guys, thank you for having me on Sunday Brunch. And if you guys make this recipe, you guys make sure y'all share it. I wanna see how it turns out. Let me know how it turns out, y'all. This is to a good Sunday brunch. Peace.